Welcome to the jungle. So when we last left off, we were at turn 49. We are starting our attack in Scelaria. Let's see the script. Here we have been gathering forces at the throne of the artificer, and now we're moving them to this fortress here, which doesn't seem to have a lot. But in any case, we need to siege it down. We are bringing a lot of Nidbatads and a lot of Nidavangr. We still have 25 Griffins. We have some Zots. They will go, though the Griffins are undisciplined, but I put the Zots on attack. We are hoping to snipe mages. We have some leftover troops that we're not using anymore, so we'll put them in a big undisciplined squad in the back. The hope here is that they will filter out through my mages, so if they have flyers or anything, they will help kill. In terms of troops, I think that's it. Now, in terms of magic here, um, we're doing Wither Bones with this scroll. It's an AoE against undead. We are doing. We cannot do the spell that protects you from cold in the entire battlefield, and most of my units do have already cold resistance. But Scelaria, let's check here. Pretenders of the World, Scelaria, they do have water magic. Not a lot, but they do have some. So, and since the undead have a lot of cold resistance, more than I do, I'm afraid of some cold place. So I'm doing some Winter Ward, Lesser Winter Ward, and then a little bit of quickness to buff our troops, and then cleansing water, which only affects demons and undead, but it's an AoE. And that's with our wolf clan. We have here one crow during storm. Now this I thought about, and I could not do storm and make my troops fly myself, but I already have flyers, and I don't mind losing them. So I don't know. I don't mind them dropping the mages and then dying if they distract. And I expect them to have more stuff because they it doesn't seem like they have a lot here, but they can make a lot of skeletons, and we've been seeing the graphs. Where are the graphs? That they have a lot of army size, more than us at least, and it has been higher. So my general thoughts is that flying all your army is better when you have the numerical advantage. So I'd rather have the storm, and then I can put some thunder ward. Wither bones with this one. Here we're doing Pack Ferocity. It's a spell that only affects animals, but we still have those 25 Griffins and Group Regeneration, working our way towards Army Regeneration. Here we're doing the Ravenous Swarm because we don't have any undead. Rage of the Cornered Rat to berserk the Griffins. Although there is no even need to script all of this because only the first one will hit. Maybe not even the first one, they'll already be in the air. We have these earth buffs, but they don't have a lot of AoE, so I don't think they matter. We have one of our Iron Order here, an Astral Random doing Spell Ward. We want to get to Anti-Magic. Another one doing the same thing, so we can catch more troops, more Wither Bones, more Spell Ward. This guy is an air random, so he's going to help Thunder Ward, but it's probably not even going to catch our troops at this point. If there's any leftover mages without shock resistant, it'll get them. We have an Earth random here that can cast Legions of Steel. That affects the entire battlefield. Will give +3 prot to all armor parts. I think our units only use first dome. Maybe had. I'll check. Yeah, and this guy, we didn't have gems for him, so he's just doing the small AoEs. But I expect in the middle of this war, they're going to be more useful because we're going to get research to do these buffs on a bigger AoE. Uh, Let me see. Yeah, they don't have a hat, so it's just 3 proc. They do have a hat, so it'll help with the hat. And hold an attack closest, hold an attack rear. That way they tend not to block each other too much. And that's it. Let's see how it goes. Just the PD. Yeah, they're already routed. The Griffins had already taken care of that, and then results just dropped in. Another place we are attacking is here at Hysteria, and this place connects with our cave province. We were concerned in expansion if we're gonna get the whole cave because we knew Scelaria is here. We got all the provinces before. This is our Zot province. We're already moving. Finally, we got a blood random. We're moving him out to blood hunt. But since we don't mind losing the Zots, well, I think I said last time that they are very bad at researching, but we do have Magic 3. But even then, I don't want to be paying upkeep for units that I don't need. So they'll make themselves useful, helping us raid here. So our melee army is over there, fully supported by mages. I'm not using the Nid here as thugs now. So, but they do have inspirational, so they can give plus morale to our troops. We have the archers here. We have the trolls to hold the line. They are resilient, being regenerating. And we just have a lot of Zots just on spells. They'll do the basic undead spam. It's not as good as having 2 death, then you can cast hard skeletons, but at this number, I expect them to be a lot. And because everybody deserves a friend, I gave them each Kamazot. I gave a Zot on guard command. And this is how they are scripted. Let's see how it goes. Just the PD. This will be very easy. Probably a couple of Zots could have taken it. Just to get an idea of what our 2 parties are like. Yeah, you see, it's still a lot of undead. And the trolls don't suffer a lot of attrition due to archer fire because they regenerate. And the undead, they're not going to last after the battle anyway, so it doesn't matter that the arrows kill them. That's the idea. Turn 50. So we got this fort here at Laratus. We raided Hysteria, and it's good because now if they want to attack us underground, they have to go through here. I didn't worry about attacking these fortresses here. He can try to raid me on these provinces, but I have forts here to raise an army quickly or send mages to defend. I'm focusing on pushing here, and I'm joining my army and my raiding group to make sure I take this fort because I don't know what shenanigans he can do. And We are also site searching this turn, of course, like every turn, but sometimes you feel like site searching doesn't pay off, and then you get turns like this. 2 sites, 3 sites, 4 sites, 5 sites, and the other ones didn't find any. Um, so the walls are severely damaged at Leratas, which is good. And Ind has been vanished. As we said, it I think it attacked Asphodel, and Asphodel won. We tried to voltage this. Asphodel didn't let us, and now Ind is really gone. Now our border that was already big with Asphodel just got bigger because now they go all the way from south to north, and they just need these 2 provinces to complete their empire on a vertical column. And that is scary, but we're focusing on Scelaria now. We are also, if you press F1 and then tab, it just shows the promises, and then capital F, you can see what you're forging. We just show the commanders forging. So our Zot is forging a sanguine dowsing rod. You want one of these for each of your blood hunters. Most of our forging is going to be done at the province that has the throne artificer across. So we're forging finally the wind helmet, which is the cheapest of the air boosters at 25 gems, but it's cheaper for us with the throne. Uh, Water booster and an implementer axe. The implementer axe I thought was a good idea because it does a lot of fear, and we don't have a source of fear in the army, and I want to add that. Another thing we're doing this turn is empowering our one of our lizard shamans to be able to forge the Moonvine bracelet. Otherwise, you don't reach nature 3 with the crosspath and astral. So these things are expensive, but um, for me, I wanna really raise the path levels of my mages so I can guess the better spells I'm researching right now. Turn 51. We put our Jaguar tribe priest here in the lake with a ring of water breathing to build a temple and a laboratory because we got a province here that allows us to recruit Amber Clan mages. Now, they are only aquatic, they won't be able to leave this lake without gear, but there's a chance I get a fire random. I already have the crosspath water nature, but I want the fire water crosspath for crafting. There's some really good stuff there. Also, on this turn, uh, Asphodel has put up Well of Misery. So, what's the global situation? Let's see. Machaca beat us to Mother Oak. That's a spell we could have cast, but they got there earlier, and we don't want to piss them off. And Well of Misery is something we could have reached and cast, but we didn't have the research. We're using our gems for another thing. We don't want to piss off any of them. We could overcast it. But yeah, we think they're already ahead of us, and now if this remains uncontested, they'll be even more ahead. Also, Calum is still fighting with Scelaria, and Scelaria raided them off a province here with some Principes and mage support and Long Dead, which they have a lot of. Yeah, but the Long Dead die very easy. They just took PD. And that was over here. So I want to get my second cap. I don't know how much progress Calum is going to make. Nobody was expecting the Calum sub to make a comeback. So one way I feel bad for doing a 2v1 again. But on the other hand, what am I going to do, right? The other nations I could fight are stronger. On the forging front, we're doing boosters. We're getting boots of quickness. That's thug gear. We're doing a bright mail hallmark. That is, I think, one of the best body items for mages because it grants reinvigoration. And the mages that we're going to have important spells to cast on the battlefield now, and I don't want to lose them. So this will not only help them cast more spells, it will help protect them. Here at Lyratus, we broke the walls, so now we can storm. We're gonna storm. We have the Zots here with us. We have a lot of mages for this battle, and we can alt-click to see a specific mage. For example, we have the crows here. We have one of them doing storm and Thunderward. The others are doing Wither Bones. We have this Cloak of Storms from Lucid's gem generator mod, which gives 4 temporary air gems. Very cool item. The Amulet of Resilience will help him regain his fatigue, because Storm costs a lot of fatigue. And we have a Lizard Shaman Communion, and we're doing Power of the Spheres. Howl, which will let us have more distractions on the field. And we're probably doing Spell Ward because it's not as expensive on fatigue. Well, I guess none of the spells are, but no, yeah, Howl is going through a lot of fatigue. But Growing Fury only at 100 too. Now, Growing Fury is a real gamble because if one of your mages takes a sling hit from the castle, they can go berserk too. But we are Nidavangr, we are aggressive, and since they are an undead nation, they could use fear plays against us because fear doesn't work on the undead. With our bear clan, one of them is doing pack ferocity for our animals, and then group regeneration, ravenous storm on another. We have one helping with the earth buffs, and the others are scripted to Rage of the Corner Rat, but it's not even gonna. We'll probably get all the griffins, but the when you script a spell and they move out of range, he's not gonna do nothing. He's gonna cast another spell, so it doesn't matter. Our Zots, of course, are only on spells because they'll spam skeletons. And our Wolf Clan are doing Winter Ward quickness, cleaning water, cleansing water. We have a couple of them doing Winter Ward. Our Iron Order, we have some of them are air randoms. Actually, it's because of the air randoms we are being able to craft the Bright Mail Hallmark. And a lot of them are doing spell ward, so we have more magic resistance on our units. But importantly, they're well, I thought they were on advanced and cast, but apparently they're only on cast at this time. This one is on advanced and cast. I should have put them all on advanced and cast. Well, even on cast, they can do soul slays and paralyze and mind burns, but you want these guys doing gifts of heaven. And one of them is doing Legions of Steel. Um, this is the script. Hold an attack rear on the units on the front. Hold an attack closes on the back. They're spread out like this. Let's see how it goes. Oh, Ravenous Swarm got somebody there. Yeah, they really didn't have a lot. They have a few mages, but the Griffins are indisciplined, so they'll fly wherever they want. But the Zots are on hold on attack rear, so they already took care of the mages. We got our Hall, we got our Revenant Swarm. The troops have Growing Fury. They should. Yeah, I can see this line is Berserk. Now, since there's no more undead, the Revenant Swarm is killing my own skeleton spam from the Zots. Our evocations are hurting a lot of our units, but that's because they didn't bring a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's Gifts of Heaven. Gifts of Heaven. Okay, so really overkill. But we didn't know. Could have been more. And the battle summary, we raised the temple, found a cloak of Astral Storms. This is because our Crow clan took a sling and died. And he had a Boots of the Messenger too, and the Amulet of Resist. So he got all his gear back. Great. And we found Amulet of the Dead and Amulet of the Dead. I didn't craft these items, so this is something that Scelaria was using to reanimate more skeletons. We lost one of our adepts. That sucks. One of us are Zot. That doesn't matter. And a few of your units, 16 of our 25 Griffins, so they're almost gone now. And but the Crow clan that we lost, he is alive again because we had twice born him. Now losing mages to slings in a battle that's completely one-sided in our favor is not acceptable. So I'm thinking that maybe I should have started with Air Shield. I want to get to Arrow Fan right away, and we're getting there in terms of research and boosters. Turn 52. Now, um, on this turn, we had a message here, terrain change. Mountains of Madness now becomes a farmland where crops grow in abundance. So this is our province here, an asphodel border. Has a decent population. I'm thinking I might want a fortress here too. We are using our fire gems with our pretender because we don't have fire mages to summon more flame spirits. And we don't need protection from fire fighting Scelaria because they don't have fire magic. And so they're already going around and side searching fire for us. And we decided that we're gonna go to the since we took this fortress easily. I want to leave few avenues for him to raid me in the back while I make progress towards the capital. So I'm gonna move up here to Hysteria with the army and threaten these two fortresses. We are moving here the Zots who are doing their Skella spam, and we have a few Crow clan doing hordes of skeletons too. They're all twice born, so if they die, we'll get them back free of upkeep. The ones that don't have Death 3 have Skull Staff, so they'll be able to Skull spam more. And the Skull Staffs are not very cheap, but they're cheaper for us due to the throne of the Artificer. So here, don't expect a battle, although they could join up the these two armies. We have scouts, so we're diligently scouting everything. So we have 200 units here, almost 300 units here. Yeah, they could join up and with their mages and an attack here, so we're being careful and we're reinforcing too. This is the script for the Scala spam. Let's see how it goes. Just PD again. They gave us a small fight at the fortress, but doesn't look like they're fighting much anymore. It's a lot of skeletons. Yeah, this could kill an army. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of Camazots to slings from the PD. Turn 53. Um, Calum is scouting us, and they found our blood hunting province here that we're patrolling with summoned wolves and shade beasts. Could be using the shade beast to fight Scelaria, but I don't want to have undead. I don't need to have undead, and so I'm using them to help patrol. Now I had my blood hunting province here kind of hidden, and I'm not happy that he found it because I don't want to lose the operation. I started so late, and I want to get into blood in this game. But at least we have an app. We have very good relations with Calum, and we have the same enemy in a war. This turn we reached Alteration 7. Alteration 7 is very important for our battlefield magic. It will allow us to do Arrowfan, Fog Warriors. It will allow us to do Marble Warriors and Oaken Army. There is some back and forth between Calum and Scelaria here. We have scouts so we can see some of the battles. There's this cool, I think this is a hero from Calum. Yeah, and gave him a nice kit too. He's raiding PD. We are forging Vine Shields. We are forging skull caps to boost Astro, more bright mails. A skull face, that's the second death booster, is very expensive. And a ring of sorcery, which is very expensive on Astro Magic, but it's gonna allow us to boost several paths at once. We are moving our main army here to Karnag with the same stuff, but there used to be a fort here. Now there isn't. I wonder if his the demolishing his forts. That's strange. In any case, we already saw this is the script. Let's see how it goes. Just a PD. Now that there's some long dead without undead leadership, I think, because I just saw them took a yeah. When they dissolve like that is because they don't. Well, he made me waste gems and destroy the fort he had there. We didn't lose anything. We got 5 Principes. And yeah, just undead with no undead leadership. Few troops. Very strange. And our raiding Scalispam force of flying crows and zots is moving to the fort here at Vepitre. I hope he doesn't demolish this one, but we already saw how they are, and let's see how it goes. Did he come out of the fort? Nope, just a PD. PD are no problem for this many skeletons. Just shoot the zots. Poor guy, probably had a limp. Ouch. And this time it was clean. Turn 54. This turn, in addition to those two battles, we had a very lore appropriate attack here at Iron Peaks. Let's see. Unexpected event occurred on Iron Peaks. A priest and his followers have come to purge the lands of the undead. Well, Scelaria certainly has a lot of undead, and I am summoning a lot of them in battle. So I left only my poor bear clan here that has had his script for helping buff an army. And these Knights of Justice here with the High Priest come and some flagellants and peasants come to clean the land of the undead. So the mistake of not scripting him to retreat costs us this mage. Turn 55. This turn we reached enchantment 7. Enchantment 7 gives us a few good spells for battlefield magic, mass flight, but we don't want to use against Scelaria because we think they might have more units, although they seem to be running away from us. Featherweight Army, which protects against Earthquake if you cast it earlier. Steel Slice Warriors, who do AP damage on AoE. Very nice anti-magic. Now we don't have to have so many people casting Spell Ward. We can just have one mage doing anti-magic. Life After Death is a good battlefield spell from death. Mass Regeneration increases the AoE of the regeneration. Serpent's Blessing protects the army against poison. Oh, I was wondering what Immaculate Mounts does. And its defense, morale, and MR. Well, I didn't see it apply. Maybe the AoE was small. And from rituals, we get Gift of Health. That is, we can really consider casting, and Stellar Focus, which is the Astro Gem Gen. Now, some turns you look at your site searching and you don't see a lot. We are doing a lot of remote site searching now. But you can see, even though we're spending all these nature gems with Harris Spec, if we're playing for the long term, and we are, um, just one of them getting a site, it's gonna pay all of them off eventually. And we took a greedy build. We took our pretendant imprisoned, and the generation that it gives us a lot of thrones nearby. So I think this is the right play. Progressing with a war against Scelaria. We are raiding now this province here, Thornwoods, with our Scalaspam. He knows we have this. We can put it anywhere because they move very fast. But again, we don't mind losing them. And we are going to keep our main army here. They're sieging on this fort. Now we have a fort here. Maybe he wanted to demolish it too. Didn't have the time. And here we are already consolidating a second army, so we'll have two armies to push from instead of one. And seems Scelaria didn't even bother to push out the Inquisitors here that came to cleanse the land of the undead. But he does have a lot of units in his cap, certainly in numbers a lot more than Pythia when we fought them. So let's see how our Scalaspam raid goes. Just begin. Don't shoot my Zots. We do lose 5 Zots to the Bone Tribe there. Bone Tribe is a cool indie type. Turn 56. Now this turn we cast a lot of Gnome Lore to find Earth, and we didn't find anything, unfortunately. Machaca can claim another throne. And Machaca has cast, what is the name of the global? Forge of the Ancients. All magic item sites have their cost reduced. So basically what we have in the throne, he has in every province. And they get Master Smith 1. Also, 80 Earth Gems though, but yeah, it seems Machaca and Asphodel are scaling and I'm catching up. 4 troops moving. We have our secondary army that is not as big, is joining up with the raiders and some new mage support to attack the Indies here that are still sieging down Scelaria. And this is the script. Let's see how this goes. It's overkill for the Indies, but we could have bombed Scelaria. Peasants. Yeah, they just took one engagement there with the Nidavangr and said nope. And these are the last of the Griffins. Yeah, the Griffins are almost gone, only 3 of them left. We didn't lose any crows, they just changed shape. And here at Vitry, we broke down the walls and now we're storming. We have our Tug here with our Implementer Axe to give fear. He has fear 10 from the axe and then fear 5 from the helmet. It stacks fear 15, so it's a huge aura. And we are adding the spells that we're researching, like Wheel of Fates. We're still being very aggressive doing Growing Fury. Have a lot more communion slaves that we need than we need. We could have more masters. This guy is doing Storm. We have one of the crows now doing Life After Death with the temporary gem generator. We are adding Steel Slice Warriors for AP. We could have already added anti-magic, but I think I forgot. And of course, our prophet, divine challenge, fanaticism. We have Bear Clan doing Serpent's Blessing in case they use foul vapors against us, although I don't think they have nature magic. And I don't think we change anything. It has been working on so far. They're really running away from us, aren't they? And I know they're fighting Calum, but for example, when I fought Bithium, Bithium raided me successfully, destroyed one of my temples. No, it was tough. It's always back and forth, even though we were on 2v1. And he messaged me a few times telling me to back off and even said, uh, I said, I'm not ready to make peace at this point. And he said, uh, well, up to you, but if Machaca pieces out first, I might not be merciful. And I just didn't respond. And then, well, we know how that ended. But that's the right way to do. You have to fight, inflict damage, and then you can peace out with one and have a 1v1. And he's not doing that, he's just running away. But in any case, this is the script. Let's see how it goes. So now not even few mages. They only gave us like somewhat real battle in that first fort, and now we have even more magic. Gifts from heaven, just destroying our own troops. And they would never route to because they're all berserk. Enlarged, twist fate. Yeah, all the fates give twist fate. Shock resistance, cold resistance right ahead, poison resistant, very nice. Turn 57. Now this turn we have a dire portent, and Machaka put up another global, so has three globals now, Eternal Pyre. That's getting concerning. On the other hand, on our end, we have our hero here, Boar, which is a bear clan with more paths and berserk. We gave him a few boosters. We're using our Ring of Sorcery to boost even more. And we put how many? 53, 53 nature gems in Gift of Health. So it wasn't a big overcast, but when it's the first time somebody casts a global, it's very likely that somebody will take over if they wanted. So at least you don't lose a lot of gems if you lose the global. And we can see that even though Scelaria seems to be running away from us, they are fighting Caleb. So maybe I was too critical of Scelaria. It has been a pleasure to play with him. And what I said he should do, he's doing against Caleb and telling them to back off. He has a Wraith Lord Thug here with a nice armor that gives a lot of resist. He has 3 death paths. I don't know why he has a crossbow, because his Baneblade is so good. Anyway, invulnerability, Soul Vortex for 1 PD, it's going to be very easy. And it's actually an archer duel. So he's fighting Calum. And since we're in the same war, we have an app, I've been talking to Calum, and I said, look, what do you want to do? I know you have been fighting him for longer. Do you want the capital or I can take it? And basically, we said whoever reaches there first can take it. And still, he still has this fort to claim. He'll be able to claim this fort. He'll gain a lot of land, and if I move fast, I can get the capital. But I decide not to attack the capital from here because I'll be a little isolated from reinforcement. These provinces have no connections. So I'm going back to Hysteria here and reinforcing my secondary army here. And the fort here is not cracked yet. Also, I didn't mention, but Caleb lost this province to Indies, 80 centaurs and satyrs. But Scelaria lost. I think I said Caleb. And anyway, he didn't take it back, and I don't mind them being there. They're just defending from me. Of course, it would give me more avenues to attack the capital if I had this, but I cannot move my whole army very fast, but the mages that have a lot of map move can go here. Turn 58. So our gift of health went up, so at least we have one global now. Gift of health, it's not the most amazing effect, but It reduces aging a little bit, and that's good because we have old mages, our Crow clan, and our Iron Order. It has a chance of healing afflictions, about 10% times Dominion, but our Dominion is super strong at that point. Let's see how many temples we have. We have 30 temples. So we have 37 chances of spreading our Dominion. We're keeping the Asphodel Dominion at bay, of course. We have temples even on the lakes here, well, not on this one. We're not building, we're building when we capture a fort or when the province is already safe like this one. But we're starting to build them where there is peace and then going forward from there. In our cap, we are of course recruiting Crow Clan every turn. We are recruiting as many Nidpeth as we can every turn. There are holy points left over because we don't have enough recruitment points. And we have more recruitment points than normal because we have Order 1. Something else that happened this turn is Abyssia is gone. So Abyssia was down here fighting Shinoyama. Shinoyama is somewhere around here. And they had a very, from what I read at the game chat, because I don't have vision over this and just talking to people, they had a very bloody war with Shino, where Shino lost almost all his armies, but Shino came on top. So rest in peace, Abyssia. Thanks for playing. This turn also we're summoning ghosts. We're summoning ghosts, already planning that we take this fort and then quickly we have some good undead to take this lake. So we don't have to cast a gift of water breathing item to use our troops. And we have been raided back here by Scelaria with his thug. We didn't leave any PDs, so we already know this immortal thug is gonna kill it. I'm still perplexed by the use of a bowl with this guy. I think if you want to cast spells and spam undead would be better. So we're still breaking down this fort with our secondary army. We are moving some stuff here to deal with the thug. It is our Skelespam squad, but we have one guy here who can soul slay. We have one of our wolf clan that can cast cleansing water that does damage to undead. And this should be enough. Let's... No, sorry. We leave that screen and then I say, let's see how it goes. And the thug left. So the Zots are going to just jump on a bone tribe here. Also, we are moving in our main army to take out the centaurs and satyrs, the Indies that attacked Scelaria there. Same stuff, seems to have fewer mages, but we really don't need as many, and also they're doing other things. Yeah, the ones that move faster are over here. They're preparing for the Fort Storm. So the overcommitment I'm doing, I'm putting on the Fort Storm because I never know. Although this number just keeps growing, so I'm really assuming at this point he's doing an all-in cap defense like Pythium did. In any case, this is the script here. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, attack rear is great. They just whoops clean up the whole battlefield. Turn 59. This turn we have a terrain change. Oaken Beach, where it was a very nice income province. Well, it still is, but became a forest, lost some population, lost a little bit of income. So, well of misery from Asphodel using growth is good for us because we don't have excess growth in most provinces. But here seems is going to growth 5, so it's changing the terrain very quickly. In generally, it's a good thing. You gain a lot of overall the growth will pay out a lot more than what you lose from the conversion of plains to forests. But it's concerning that there will be many forests in the game, considering forests benefit Asphodel, but in a way they kind of benefit me a little bit too. So also we cannot deal with Asphodel alone right now, so we're just letting that go. Another development, and we don't have the battle, but I can see that happen this turn because I had the goals here that I was preparing to take this lake. But Machaca went in with Hawk Tarantula, the Cryosphinx, and just took this lake. Now, remember that I vulture one province here, and Asphodel said I couldn't have it. I gave it away. Is this a vulture? Well, not really, because in theory, I don't think he even had a nap. He even took one province here that was supposed to be Scalaria's, I think. But I talked to him. I said I was attacking Scalaria. If I recall, I don't didn't really invite him to the war. Just asked if he was going to join. But I just wanted to know if I could attack from up here or if I needed to leave a border for him. And and he said it was okay that I closed the border, which meant that I thought he was not going to participate. But when this is safe, because Kalen took this and I put this under siege, he goes in and takes this province. I didn't really appreciate that very much. But also with all he has with the graphs, I don't think I'm in a position to challenge him right now. So I'll just not even worry about it. Also, we have this message. Your troops in Mag are starving badly. Normally, I have a lot of nature mages that have supply bonus, and since the main army was here, it turns out that they're using a lot of supplies, and this has very low population. But luckily, I was already prepared for this, and I had crafted bag of endless wine and a cauldron of broth beforehand, and now I'm moving them in with a scout. When I'm joining the armies here to storm this fort, which is not cracked yet, and I am consolidating a few mages and non-essential troops here to do another raid. And I think this will be the extent that I get. Everything from this side will be Calum's. When the war is over, I will probably take the cap. At least that's the plan. And this is going to give us access from the fortress that we take here with the main army and the majority of mages. Although I don't think we'll be able to move in. And let's see if it does show. Yeah, it's 20 map move. My mages can go, most of them, but my troops can't make it due to the swamp here. But in any case, this is the script. Let's see how the battle goes. I just PD, so the Zopts are gonna kill this very, very quickly. Turn 60. This turn, we reached evocation 7. gives us Firestorm, Rain of Stones. Nothing here. Well, we have Wailing Winds, but we don't have Glamour Mages. Not really a lot. Oh, Ice Strike. This is a good spell. Yeah, 18 damage. And also we started really having to blood. Since we have almost 2k research, we ran right away to blood 5. How are we doing on blood here? We have 3 crows that have blood paths. We have 1 random Zot. I'm really worried about dying to a random assassination event due to my blood hunting, because in Dominion 6 that has happened in previous game. I was playing as Pyrene, as MA Pyrene, and the first Ackerbelts I got, and it's a very expensive mage, I put him on blood hunt. There was 0 unrest, and he got 1 punch from a peasant in a tavern and ran away. I lost a mage, so that made me paranoid. um, this is why I'm using my sacreds here to guard commander when they're blood hunting. The Kamazot has some Zot friends, which is appropriate, I suppose, but I should really be using only 0 upkeep troops. At least the troops that I'm patrolling with are 0 upkeep. But what I found out is that I want to patrol to have unrest 0 every turn. I know that's not necessary, but it does increase the success of the blood hunt. It does decreases the chance of assassination, and I'm taking advantage of these amulets of the dead that I got from that battle against Scelaria. I summoned a Mount Fiend and put it here on Reanimate Soulless. Reanimate Soulless gives you more troops than Long Dead. So he probably started with the Long Dead here, yeah. And now he's moving to Soulless because the patrol always kills people, it generates corpses. So we'll always have corpses here for him to reanimate. We also have another dire portent, and it turns out that Nabat overtook Eternal Pyre from Machaka, which is great. I think Machaka was getting too strong with 3 globals. So the situation is Asphodel has 3 capitals, Machaka has 2, but it's huge. Naba has 2 because they killed Marignon, and Shinoyama, who's around here somewhere, has 2 because he killed Abyssia. And I only have 1, and I don't want to stay behind. I am also forging the Horns of Storms. Crucible of Stone is a Earth gem generator from Lucid's mod. Moonvine Bracelet with the Shaman we empowered. Horn of Storms is a very expensive booster, but I want to have it to craft out other things, cast globals, do summons. And this elixir, let's see, let's take a nature mage here. Forge, where is it? 40 nature gems for disease healing 1. This is a big mistake because, yeah, my pretender had to do it. He has the cross paths. For the same disease healing, I could use this, and it's much cheaper. And also, I don't even have to craft it with the pretender. The pretender can't use hammers because he doesn't have arm slots. But the Zots can get the Earth random. So with all of the different boosters I have, they'll be able to craft it. And also the Bone Tribe Shaman that I'll be able to recruit here. Bone Tribe are such good indies. In particular, the Beast Hunter here with the Spetum is a good weapon. And the Hunter here with the magic weapon is Sacred Berserk 4. Comes with a helmet. Doesn't have the best armor, but good stats. The the Bone Reader has good stats too, and Fortune Teller 10 has interesting randoms. And we're finally storming Iron Peaks. Um, we're doing anti-magic now. Remembered a lot of Scala spam. We have two white mages here. One of them is doing Storm and Arrow Fan. We have our Implementer X Thug. Our Iron Order are doing Steel Slice Warrior, Power of the Spheres, Misform. Um, Owl, Enlarge, Wolf Clan. What is the Wolf? The same script, Lesser Winter Ward. Soon we'll be able to just give everybody 5 cold resistance with one spell as then a quickness. And then at this point, I think no troops will be close, so I gave a final order for cleansing water. But then they're on advance. Let's see if I'm putting them on advance now. No, still cast spells. This one is on advance, but he has no gear. Yeah, I think that was my logic. We got our Bane here that we prepare to take the lake with these ghosts. And as you can see, the ghosts are on attack rear, very close to the edge. This is because ghosts are ethereal. And since they're ethereal, they can pass through walls. And I hate losing my mages in easy battles to the slings on the walls, so they'll start hitting the slings already. They have a lot along that, but the slings on top of the walls are human. Against the undead, I think life drain is not going to drain anything, but it will kill the the slingers. Attack rear, attack rear. We're all now dividing in different squads because we joined 2 armies here. We really do have a lot. And this is the script. Let's see how it goes. Nothing here. One mage. Anyway, we can at least watch the ghosts. Yeah. It's very nice to have ethereal units and sieges and do this. Yeah, they're already up here. A waste of gems, but you never know. So we lost one lizard shaman, one wolf clan, unfortunate. Our ghosts that started all the way up front, we only lost 3 of them. Now we're down to 1 griffin. Your meteorite guard that we got at the start, I've been using as guard commander for important commanders. Still have 4 of them. Yeah, barely anything. Look at these numbers. Turn 61. Now we're getting a second global. We have our white mage here. He's using the Ring of Sorcery too to boost even more his astral powers with 2 other boosters. This one, of course, we can craft. This one is thanks to the Iron Order. although the Pretender could do it too. And let's see how many gems, how many pearls we're putting in. 68. Yeah. Stellar Focus, 68. So again, just a small overcast. We'll get some gem generators. Now, the problem is we already have Magic 3. And this is going to lower magic all over the world for one, an increase on the first province by two. So we're going to get extreme magic skills of five in our capital. The problem with that is that we might get horror marks on our capital. So on the one hand, it will allow us to catch up on research because I'm pretty sure well, I mean, I know that I'm behind Machaka, right? Machaka told me he had stellar research when we were fighting Pythium. He told me not to tell anyone, and I didn't. Not until much later in the game when it didn't matter anymore. Uh, so I kept my word there. But in any case, one of the options is I'm recruiting mages outside when I can to catch up on my using my foreign recruit. Here, unfortunately, I built the lab and temple, but there's a wall pestilence, so I lost one mage there at least. But what I decide to do is actually not take advantage of this, so it's not going to allow me to catch up because it's going to lower my magic too. And I move my most of my mages out because I don't want to lose them. I get this obsession with not losing troops, also with the gift of health that I have that heals my mages that get affliction, even though on my bless I have affliction resistance from Unbreakable with Earth Bus. But the 10 pearls a turn will be nice. So in 7 turns, it already pays off and it's making a profit. Another cool thing you can see is, well, you might ask yourself, Jungle Man, why are you crafting all these expensive boosters that you don't need? You're not using them in the battle. And this is why you're behind on research and on globals, because instead of saving up your gems and doing a big global, you keep crafting these very expensive boosters like the Ring of Sorcery that costs 60 pearls. Just the cheapest air booster costs 25, and this one costs 40 air gems. But for example, with our Tainted Presence scroll here, we can give the boosters and site search all, all three paths at once up to level 4 that catches every possible site on those paths. Now, you may say it's very unlikely that there's a four paths site there, and just searching with one is basically the same thing statistically. And you may be right, but that's what I like to do. And also, I am not crafting boosters because I can recruit a lot of mages everywhere when I'm not recruiting troops, and I obviously seem to have recruited more than I need here up to now. But this number keeps growing. It's now at more than 2,000. And I know most of them are long dead, but I don't know exactly how much. There are principes. There are a lot of mages because there are more thaumaturgs than velites. So I wanna make sure I end this war quickly. An interesting event is that at the Triton Sea, we gain some population, so it increases income. So there's some give and take when you lose population due to the conversion to forests. Now we took this fort. We already took the cap circle, the part that's gonna belong to us. Calum took this fort, is already sieging this fort. And we decide that we're gonna move the main army that's gonna fight at a capital through Mag here. So we're consolidating a lot of stuff here at Mag. Turn 62. We got our stellar focus here in the cap. So as you can see, we have 5 magic scales. 5 magic scales gives you horror marks. We decided to move the mages out, although I'm casting Twiceborn here. I shouldn't even risk it. I should have moved him anywhere else. But we are teleporting our pretender that has been crafting a lot at the Throne of the Artificer back to the capital because we know we are about to reach enchantment 8. That's gonna give us Void Pattern Labyrinth, and he has the paths to cast it. And this confuses some horrors, so that's the idea. We want to protect the horror mark mages there from the capital, and that's also tells us that we could have kept the mages there. And we also had an event where we gained a black heart. The black heart cannot be removed, but makes a unit an assassin. So we get items, we want to use them. We wouldn't normally craft this because, well, we are not needing assassins for what we're doing here. But you know, I have them in my treasury. I want to use them if I can. For example, now I'm reanimating here to use the Amulet of the Dead. If I could craft it for like 2 gems. Now I'm reanimating here too. I summon another Mountain Fiend, and the idea is this: whenever there's corpses, this guy reanimates soulless, so we have even more siege chaff. We are forging some boosters, but we're also forging thug kits now because we have a decent thug chassis. So the armor of meteoric arm is very nice. More braces of protection, more boots of quickness. We are consolidating everything that's, well, not everything, but what we think we need more than we need on the capital here. The number of troops just keeps rising, is doing an epic cap defense, I think. And I think we're not casting Growing Fury anymore, are we? No, we got this guy is Nicomino for astral stuff. Well, Fate's Doom. This guy is for nature stuff, Serpent's Blessing, Relief, Oaken Army. Oaken Army gives you susceptibility to fire, but he's not been using fire damage. I think because we saw no morale play so far, we don't want to take the risk with Growing Fury anymore. Let's see if any of the Bear Clan are casting. No, we have one casting Howl here. Yeah, I give the mages more gems than they need and put them on conservative gem use because there could be one battle here, and then I need to siege down the fort, do another battle, and he could ride out before he siege the fort, so there will be an additional battle. He could magic phase something, that's even one more battle. So if you put extra gems, counting how many battles you expect there to be, it simplifies gem logistics. Anyway, we're moving on top of the capital. The 13 forest rows left are on front to be the target for evocations and arrows. Attack rear on the first squads, and then attack closes on the ones in the back. Let's see how it goes. So did he move the stuff out? No, that's only the capital PD. I was gonna see what we're doing, but he already saw. Blasting my own units. That's what happens when you have a lot more stuff than them. Can't even find my thugs. The gifts of heaven doing more damage. Oh, but you never know. Oh, we got one. A valid. Turn 53. Well, we had so much stuff. Uh, 1320 siege strength that we broke the 600 walls right away, even though we saw there was more than 2,000 units here. And we're storming right away. In terms of forging, we're getting another air booster, more dwarven hammers to forge even more. Elemental Apprentice is a fire temporary gem generator, and we are doing a Crown of the Titans. The Crown of the Titans, who's doing that? Him. It does enlargement, but that's not the reason. We want to increase the leadership and give even more inspirational. I thought this guy had inspirational. Oh no, he gives morale bonus just because of his very high leadership, right? And he enables us to do advanced formations. Yeah, we want even more units with even more morale. And of course, we're not using Growing Fury anymore, but we have fanaticism from this guy. And remember too that Divine Channeling, all of our mages, well, except the indie ones, but all of our clans have Holy One, so they'll be holy too. That'll be very helpful in dealing with the long dead. I don't think anything changed in terms of the scripting. Oh, now we have Frostfang. That's very nice, so we don't have to cast those small winter wards anymore. Are they on advance and cast? I think, yeah, only the ones that don't have important spells to cast are on advance and cast. So we should see a lot of gifts from heaven. We're using the Crucible of Stone here to save on Earth Gems. And the units that we get from our enemies, we like to put on Guard Commander. Because you can't make a squad of them that's very big. How? Doomed to his fate, Serpent's Blessing, Relief. We're doing a lot of body ethereal. We're doing life after that. We're doing featherweight army in case he tries to earthquake trap, but I don't think he has earth magic anyway. But we want to cover all of the bases. Our ghost there on front too. Now, you may look at this and you say, Jungle Man, you've been successful so far, but you're in a 2v1 and he's running away from you clearly. Uh, haven't you learned your lesson from Pythian? Because last time it wasn't the storm, but he defended the capital on top of the fortress and wiped our entire army. Wouldn't it be more prudent to just send a scout to ping, see what's inside, so you can better prepare? And well, for one, we won this war, and we want to give him the benefit of finishing him off quickly. At this point, there's nothing he can do, right? And yeah, maybe it would have been, I'm not in a rush, would be more safe to ping first, but we are Nidavangr. We go forward. So let's see how this goes. Okay, let's take a moment here to look at everything they have. Unholy power. He has some spells that only affect undead. He has a huge communion here. He has his pretender with a lot of paths, casting life after death too. He got, oh man, this is what I wanted. I said this before during expansion. He got bogus too, and he was able to get a couple of the mages. Sea commanders. Oh man, he has a lot of mages. Yeah, this guy, he's also from Bogus. He has an Eye of the Void for penetration. And Dominion 6 has a large combat area. He's almost filling it. And I expect there to be even more undead summoned. You know what's on my side? Let's just watch it once without interruptions, and then we might watch it again to comment. What do you think is going to happen? Look at this. So we won. They had almost 200 troops, well, 2,000. Um, 10 Grand Thaumaturgs, which are powerful mages. 3 Bone Readers, been recruiting the from the Bone tribe I like. A few random commanders and illusionists too, glamour mages. That's very nice. The mages from Bogus Party. Yeah, the majority were long dead. Just not enough real troops. We had almost 500 on our side. Our 7 adepts of the Iron Order killed 235. We lost 2 of them. Rest in peace. We lost all of our Camisots to that initial flying attack. But that's okay. We didn't care anyway. Lost 1 Crow Clan, was probably twice born. 1 of our 18 Lizard Shamans. Our apprentices killed 400. Our Wolf Clan killed 1,000. We lost 2 of them. And all of our ghosts. Our Chityronic lions that we got from attacking the throne of the Artificer, are still with us. This is all good. These lions are. We got a Legatus Legiones, nice. Our Nidbuthites, we had 73 of them. Lose any, they killed almost 200. Our Nidovor, we had almost 200 of them. They killed almost 300, lost 60. Yeah, our Precipice that were on bodyguard duty even killed 2, lost all of our 50 Zots. But took the fortress. And in items, we got Boots of the Messenger, Earth Boots. This stuff is probably ours. Robo the Seas, probably ours. Spell Focus was not ours. Skull Staff could have been ours. Braces of Protection, I don't know. Skull Bounty's not ours because I didn't craft any research items, and Lightless Lantern was certainly not ours for the same reason. So we are on turn 54. We have our troops here. As you can see, almost every commander's cursed. Looking at our troops here, a lot of them are cursed. And that's probably due to the battlefield magic they had. And just to confirm, yes, our Crow lives again as a white mage. He's already site searching. But let's watch that again. There's some stuff we want to analyze. Because we did cast Storm, but we sent our flyers first. And we could have cast Flight on units, but we decided not to. So now our flyers went. Storm is not up yet. All of their guys are flying. Let's see at this point what buffs their units have. They have Blur and Flight. So they'll die right away. They'll try to get the mages, but will not connect. The blob is huge on this side. And now they land. How the idea of the Zots being in the back was that they'll take some of the attacks instead of the mages, and that worked. Archers too, some of them protected the mages. We had a few bodyguards, but just for the important mages. But here on the rear and the side, we got most of them. Not in the front. Some of our apprentices and Wolf Clan are getting hit here. But the blob of protection was good enough. Let's see. Let's see if we can find one that doesn't have afflictions. This one is already cursed, but he's floating. He has fire resist. He has regeneration. Let's see if their guys got an additional buff. They got Twist Fate too. Now they're enlarged, air shield, no protection buffs yet. But we already cleared everything in the front and we're already clearing the back. They got left life after death, so the living troops rise as solace. But yeah, cleared very quickly. Of course, I imagine the first ones that come here. Get absolutely blasted. Oh, we had a guy with the gatekeeper. Yeah, the regeneration is really helping our units stay alive. And we have life after that too, so we gain solace when one of them die. So he had a good plan. He was correct to make his units fly. But if we hadn't prepared for that, it would have been terrible. And we ended up not needing our Growing Fury because we have enough morale bonuses with fanaticism. To compensate the hostile dominion and everything. Yeah, most of the evocations I think that did damage were the holy spells and the gifts of heaven, the cleansing water. Now I found the the buff that gives more protection to each piece of gear here. So each Nidilva has 70 protection now. And they don't have Earth magic on their side. Yeah, I think that explains it. Less troops, more quality, more mage variety. But he did well. He really did well. So went out with a bang. It was nice playing with you. Didn't mean to be overly critical. Must be really tough being in a 2v1 like that. So we are at turn 64. Turn 64, we have our Void Pattern Labyrinth here. So it's going to last 18 months. Could have made it last longer if I put in more gems, but we can always cast it again. Also, one of our blood hunters here empowered himself in blood, so he's now blood 4. And now that we're getting higher in blood, we'll be able to craft boosters and getting to do some fancy summoning. You also notice that there were some cheap mercenaries, and we already have this cross path, but since they're cheap, you can research. Do 33 gold. I'm bidding on the swimming man just for 9 gold to protect the Holy See. Don't even need them there, but it's basically free. We are also forging 3 large staff. That's a nature booster that gives 2 nature and very expensive and takes up 2 arm slots, so you won't be able to use it at the same time as the Thistle Mace. Another Moonvibe Releaser and a Copper Arm. The Copper Arm is in case I need to use my Pretender for something. He's probably here, right? Yeah, he's here. Somnia Gnome. He can do some stuff. He can take provinces on his own. And in case we want penetration items, well, one of the penetration items goes in the miscellaneous slot, but the other one goes into the hand slot. And if I forgot the name, but in fact, since we didn't get the Water Fire random, we're buying it from Shinoyama. They have that cross path, and we're buying a Staff of the Elements too, which is a booster for all elemental paths. And we are getting that since we couldn't get it so far with our Ember clan. Now let's review the construction. So we have been upgrading our forts here. This one lasts because it doesn't make a lot of money, and we already have the. Do we have the extra command points? No, not yet. So we need to upgrade it. Oh yeah, we do. It's just one bonus. Yeah, yeah. So there's no point upgrading it immediately. We are now basically getting temples and labs everywhere. There's just a couple of provinces that don't have it. Our site searching has been going phenomenal. And the pets that we do have, basically everything is site search, just what we have been conquered is not. And the pets that we don't have, we are using the summons from our pretender to put these numbers up. And I want to see 4 or 9 in all of them. The globals spread out like this. We have 2 globals. Gift of Health. I mentioned the aging. That's interesting. The chance of afflictions healing is interesting. And the HP it's good per dominion, but it's also good, particularly in our Nithbetheds, because this one has 3 scar souls left. Because I think that's how it works. I'll get the HP bonus on each scar soul, so it's multiplicative for our need hearses and our need heres and yeah, it's need here and our Nithbetheds. On research, this is our plan now. Blood Magic 8 for good summons, Alteration 8 from our battlefield spells, Arcane Axis, Dome of the Seven Seals, Construction 9, and Wish. Probably Machak is already crafting a lot of the artifacts, so I'm not in a rush to get them. I imagine the good ones he took. I want to have an opportunity to cast a big Arcane Axis if I can ever save gems, but I always spend my gems like crazy. Dome of the Seven Seals is mostly if there's a throne rush, it's good to protect my thrones from magic phase attacks. And also, I don't know what's going to happen next. We have a troubling situation here with Machaka in both our north and south, Asphodel in our north and south. And so that's gonna be for the next episode. And we can look at the score graphs due to our site, the mundane ones. So did we catch up a little bit? We're still behind Machaca and Asphodel in provinces, but we're higher than Shinoyama, who is in the fourth. On forts, we're behind Asphodel and Machaca. On income, Asphodel now the pop kill is really killing it. Shinoyama is raising very nicely, and we're kind of tied with Machaca there. Our gem income is raising nicely due to the site searching. Our blood is kicking in, but very slowly. We need to summon vampire lords to scale because we cannot just wait on randoms. We get very few of them, and crow are slow to recruit. Research that was going well didn't raise as much as we wanted because we used a lot of the mages. We instead of taking advantages of our foreign recruitment, we recruited a lot of troops, but I think it was the right decision because we were outnumbered on that battle, as you saw. Dominion's still going well. Army size, Machaca has a lot more than us. Of course, destroyed everything that Scelaria had, and they had more than us. And Asphodel just keeps rising. And we're still low on thrones with just 1 throne, and Machaca has 3. Okay, thanks for joining me. See you next time.